Think about some of the books you read when you were younger. 39 Clues, Bone, Goosebumps, some of the novels that might come to your mind. And while those are all good in their own right, none of them compare to the sheer popularity of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. These books were all the rage when they were first coming out. They had a captivating art style, great writing, and were short and easy enough to read to keep kids compelled to keep checking them out. They even made 3 movies for 3 out of the first 4 books. We don't talk about Long Haul, but for me, there's a book series that trumps Wimpy Kid. Big Nate. While certainly not as popular as Wimpy Kid, I believe that Big Nate in more ways is better than Wimpy Kid due to a few differences that hurt Wimpy Kid but help Big Nate. So today I'm gonna speak my mind, spread the word, and hopefully persuade some of you who may think otherwise. So without further ado, here's why Big Nate is better than Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Firstly, I think it's important to note the similarities between the books, as they both share a lot. They both take place in middle school, both feature a male main character who is billed as a sort of underdog protagonist, and they both have their fair share of supporting characters. So after this, you may be thinking, how can one be better than the other if they're both so similar? Well, the answer lies in the story and personality with the characters of their respective books. So here's the main problem with Wimpy Kid. Simply put, Greg is a douchebag. He's mean to his only friend, he's cold to his family, and he's a loser. I understand it's Wimpy Kid, but I still have a problem with it. Greg is just an overall bad protagonist. Another issue with his character is how highly he thinks of himself. Now, to be fair, so does Nate, but I'll explain why it works with him in a moment. So one thing that Greg will constantly bring up is how one day he's going to be rich and famous and viewed as this amazing icon that everyone will flaunt over. He even views other people as below him. Now, Greg is not the first or last character who has this trait of being narcissistic, but the problem with Greg having that trait is that, as I said before, he's a loser. He has no talent, no redeeming qualities, nothing, so it just comes off as annoying and pretentious more than anything else to me. It doesn't really make sense why he's such a jerk either. I understand that not every protagonist is going to be this happy, plucky hero that just wants to do good things, but the thing about those kinds of characters is the fact that there's a reason they're like that. Rick Sanchez, he's the smartest man in the universe and knows how crap it can actually be. Joker, a mentally ill, unstable man who was further pushed to his breaking point by how horrible he was treated. Greg Heffley, normal kid who lives in a nice suburban neighborhood with a happy family. I can't believe I just compared Greg Heffley to Joker. Is that too extreme? Probably. Because of how bad Greg's character is, the story is impacted because of it. I don't want to see this kid succeed. I don't want to see his life, how badly he treats other people. Not to mention, a lot of the stories are just having everything get progressively worse and worse for him until it's quickly wrapped up at the end. I say all this, but I have read 12 out of the 15 books that are out as of this video, but that just means I'm very knowledgeable on this topic. Yeah, totally. So enough with Wimpy Kid, on to Big Nate. So Big Nate basically saw Wimpy Kid and said, "That's neat, I'll do that, but better." And better it is indeed. Like with Wimpy Kid, I'll start with Nate's character, and it is a huge upgrade from Greg's. The first big difference is the fact that Nate is actually likable. Wow, crazy, I know. He's not a jerk, he actually shows care and compassion towards his friends, he's more relatable, he's everything that Greg as a character isn't. Now, earlier I said that both Nate and Greg think very highly of themselves, which is true. The difference between them is that with Nate, it's a goal you could see him succeeding in. Nate is shown to have interest in many things. He plays baseball, soccer, basketball, hockey, he's a cartoonist. All of these things could give him a career and possibly fame later on in his life. So him thinking highly of himself comes off as more confident and just someone who has dreams and aspirations in life like the rest of us, instead of a scumbag in Greg telling himself how great he is almost as a means to cope with the fact that he's just a loser. Because of his overall better character, the plot is more compelling to read. Nate is someone you want to see succeed and better himself. When Nate is being bullied or flustered about a girl he likes or having banter with his friends, the reader is fully able to project themselves onto Nate because of how relatable those situations are, which allows for a better connection between the book and reader, making for an overall better read. The side characters are also a plus compared to Wimpy Kid. In Wimpy Kid, a lot of the side characters are really annoying, like Greg's mom, Manny, and Rally, and that really hurts the books in Rally's case. Whenever him and Greg hang out, it's mostly just arguments or Greg pranking Rally in cruel ways, with Rally storming off a bit later and Greg finding some BS way to justify him being a prick. So you're left with a dilemma of no one to root for, because Greg is a jerk and Rally is an idiot who just falls for anything anybody tells him. In conclusion, Big Nate, in my opinion, Gotta remember that, because Diary of a Wimpy Kid has a lot of fans. Trumps Diary of a Wimpy Kid in almost everything. Big Nate is funnier, better written in terms of story and characters, which all lead to a more satisfying read. While Wimpy Kid may be more popular, that doesn't mean it's better. And that is why Big Nate is better than Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And with that all said, I'm Easily Easy, and I'll see you next time. Also, Greg Heffley's character exhibits like 5 out of the 7 traits that an emerging sociopath would have, so there's even more reason he's worse than Nate.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.